Today I want to talk about business planning. December in the hospitality business is really mad. You're flat out, you've got no chance of reviewing last year, let alone planning for this year. In a lot of other industries, they spend December, and if they're in work between December and January, doing all the reviews of the previous year, and they're planning for the following year. Can't do that in hospitality because it is really, as I said, it's a mad season, it's your busiest period. It's a time you're trying to take enough money to see you through until the start of the season, around about Easter. So January becomes your December as far as planning and review of your business. What should you be looking at? Well, you need to be looking at your key performance indicators, your KPIs. Each business will have set different KPIs, but there were some fairly basic ones that every business in hospitality should be looking at. You want to be looking at the average spend per head. You want to be looking at your average head count, your GP percentage, your break-even point, how much of a percentage of your take-ins is staff costs, your entertainment costs, wastage and promos. Let's break that down a little bit. Average spend. If you're in a bar, it's a little more difficult to do because to do it, you've got to work out how many people come through the door. So at some point in the night, you need to do a head count. If you're in a restaurant or you've got dining area where people sit down, it's far easier to do because you can look at the tickets at the end of the night and know how many people are in, how many meals you've done, and what the average spend was. By looking at that, you can decide whether you need to train your staff to be doing a little bit more upselling. It might be that you're offering to, when you offer desserts, would they like a coffee? So in the evening, would they like a coffee and a liqueur? Just simple ways of lifting your takings up slightly. Your head count. In a bar, you at some point in the night, and you need to keep it fairly regular so that you've got the same baseline. It's just a head count of how many people in there so that you can gauge which nights are busy, which nights are not, and on a week-to-week basis. Your break-even point, work with your accountant. They'll really, make them earn their money to work out where your break-even point is. How much money you need to take per week to cover your basic costs. Also, you need to be looking at the percentage of your staff costs against your takings. Is that too high, too low? It will vary greatly depending on the sort of operation you are. If you're a high-end restaurant, your wage costs are going to be a higher percentage of your takings than a traditional village pub. But you want to be looking at the waste, both food and bar waste. Measure it. It's only if you measure it can you work out whether it's too high and you need to be reducing it. Same with your promo costs. Look at how much you're spending against your take-ins. If you're putting a band on, roughly you want to take 3 times what the band has cost you through the tills on the night to make it worthwhile having done it. So there are just some examples of KPIs that you should be looking at going forward for the new year.